Hello, welcome back to my last video of the day. And today we're going to be going over my 2024 electoral map, United States election prediction. Now, I got 2020 100% correct, and I'm ready to move on to 2024. Now, as you can see, there are some changes here. Oregon does gain an electoral vote. Arizona gains an electoral vote. Colorado gains an electoral vote. What do you think? And Texas gains 3 electoral votes, and it's also where a lot of people, Democrats are moving. So you think, okay, this is really good for the Democrats in 2024, but they also lose a vote in Minnesota, they lose a vote in Michigan, they lose a vote in Pennsylvania, Illinois, 2 votes in New York. Republicans gain 2 votes in Florida. Nothing changes in Georgia, but Republicans also make some losses as Ohio, they make a loss. You know the differences. So, yeah, but I will say the differences when I click on these states and put them as I think they will go. So, the safe states for 2024, I believe, will be Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Indiana. Actually, no, not Mississippi. And those, oh no, and Nebraska at large, Nebraska's 3rd district. This looks like it's going to be my safe 2024 Republican states for a while, at least. I do think Missouri, Kansas, I mean, they hardly went safe this election. I was wrong about that, by how much they went towards the Republicans, but I was right that they went to the Republicans. I was very, very slightly incorrect. I said 13 or 14 points they vote by for the Republicans, and they voted around 15 and a half. So, around 17 and a half points for Mississippi, but again, with increased black vote and probably going to be more open mail-in voting in the next elections, I do think Mississippi will be right under 15, just under the 15-point margin for the Republicans. But we're going to stop talking about the Republicans right now. We're going to move on. Actually, I'm not going to fill that in yet. You guys know what I think about that. I'll show you guys the safe state map first. Washington, Oregon, California, Illinois, New York, Vermont, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Delaware, and Maryland, and DC, and Hawaii. Now, this is 4 electoral... Oh, actually, and Maine's 1st district. This is 3 electoral votes different than it was in 2016. I do think, so far... I'm wording it like there's not going to be 3 more safe... sorry, I meant 4 more safe electoral vote states. There are 4 more safe Democratic states. I just want to say, with just the safe states from 2020, that there is -3 for the Democrats. However, they are gaining safe states, strongholding Colorado, New Mexico, Virginia, and Maine at large. I'm ready to say these are now safe Democratic states. They are. Just look at the data I meant. Look at the trends. This is how it's going, and this is what's going to happen. Colorado, New Mexico, Virginia, and Maine at large are safe Democratic states now. You should see the margins they voted by. Sorry, I didn't mean to put Maine. I don't know why I have Maine there. I'm just thinking right now that that's not what I meant. Maine is likely. But no, the point is, Virginia, Colorado, and New Mexico, these 3 states that Hillary managed to have a decent hold on in 2016, are now safe votes for the Democrats. No, okay, well, this could go red, this could go blue. We're not 100% sure it'll probably go blue. No, it's 100% for the Democrats in 2024. There's no flipping it at this point. There's no flipping it. Okay, so this is the safe map for 2024. It looks a little bit different, but this is a safe map for 2024 in the electoral United States presidential election wise. Okay, now let's get into the likely states. I do believe that Mississippi, Missouri, and Kansas, like I earlier stated, will be likely for the Republican Party, along with Alaska. Alaska almost exactly 7 points. I do think that South Carolina, how much did it go by here? 12 points. I do think it'll go around 8 points for the Democrats. Oh, not the Democrats, the Republicans in 2024. All likely. Now here we go. And Nebraska's first district. Now, I did say Colorado, New Mexico, and Virginia were going to be safe for the Democrats. Republicans can be mad about that right now. But keep in mind, I did get this whole election correct. So, just bear with me and be optimistic, because I'm also giving you Iowa, Ohio as classified with Missouri and Mississippi. Iowa and Ohio are eventually going to be safe red states. Did you see the margins they went to Trump by this year with the coronavirus? They still went to him by around 8 points, and Ohio is losing Democrats. So it's becoming a little bit less of a prize, but easier to get for the Republicans, where Republicans have to spend less time now. So, yeah. Iowa and Ohio will be likely states for the Democratic Party. Not for the Republican Party. I don't know why I keep messing that up. It's very easy to do that. Maine at large will be likely for the Democratic Party. That's not that much of a surprise. It won't improve by 7 points. Same with New Hampshire. Will also go likely for the Democratic Party. Really, again, not that much of a surprise. A little bit of a surprise here. I do believe Nevada, with Kamala Harris probably going to be the candidate, or even her just being vice president, Nevada will have way better Latino Democratic influence. And believe it or not, like I said earlier before the election, that's a huge problem for the Democratic Party. Their influence and their not endurance, what is it called? Voter excitement, kind of like that. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Sorry, enthusiasm. Oh my god, I'm stupid. Okay, yeah. Nebraska is the second district. I think we'll go right back into the Republicans' column. Not in 2024, but it went to Biden by around. Let's see. Let's look. By 6.5 points, which is exactly a safe margin because it rounds up to 7. A likely margin, I meant. So I do think it'll be less, but I don't think it'll be like tilt or whatever. I think it'll go lean for the Democrats. Another state that I think will go lean for the Democrats in 2024, Minnesota. Now, Republicans have been trying to get Minnesota ever since 2016 when Donald Trump broke through the barrier of the wall, the blue wall, and up in the Rust Belt, where Donald Trump has taken Ohio, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan, which he has now all lost, except for Ohio. However, with a moderate Republican candidate, I do believe any new or any different Republican besides Trump running in 2024 will be moderate compared to Trump's. So I actually do think Minnesota would increase for the Republican support, but not enough for them to win it, but eventually for them to win it in future elections. I do think the Rust Belt will become a Democratic stronghold, just as the Sun Belt will become No, the Rust Belt will become a Republican stronghold as the Sun Belt will become a Democratic stronghold. Now, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, I see is going red. They hardly went blue this time around with everything going on, and my judgment skills have been pretty correct so far. Really, it's just a matter of, for me, it's more so I know how they're going to go. It's more so a matter of how much. I think Wisconsin around 2 to 3 points for the Republican Party, and Pennsylvania like 1.5, which is a tilt margin. Now, I do think Michigan will go to whatever Democrat that runs, whether it's AOC, uh, Kamala Harris. I'm trying to think of Democrats. Look at me right, Andrew Yang, whatever Democrat. I do think they will very slightly carry on the Michigan, not by much, but it is something they do need to win to keep this election. By the way, because you'll see North Carolina and Florida gaining 2 electoral votes and North Carolina gaining 1. I do believe more Republicans are moving here, actually, because these are becoming Republican states already, and Republicans are saying this, okay, well, I kind of want to move to Florida now. I'm sorry, I have these stupid explanations for things, but they end up being correct, apparently, so you should get where I'm coming from. North Carolina is a traditionally red state, not by a lot, but traditionally red. And Florida, Trump has improved on Republican support in 2018 and even more in 2020. And I expect Republicans to do the same in 2022 and 2024, eventually making it a likely Republican state. But right now, still lean. Even though it used to vote nationally, it does not anymore. It's completely screwed up. Biden won the popular vote by around 4.5 points, and Florida voted for Trump by 2.5. So it's not really connected anymore. Republicans, I do believe, will slightly carry on the Texas. I used to say that Texas would definitely go blue in 2024. That was with the polls I was seeing. No, if Texas only went down by 4 points, and for the Republicans in 2020, it's going to stay around the same margin in 2024. That's my explanation. Again, I'm going to get into it in my later predictions over the years, but Texas, I do believe, will go red in 2024. Now, what I think we'll do the last Republican part here. Maine's 2nd district, lean red. Not talking about it. I believe it'll stay the same. Georgia and Arizona are already blue states now, and they're expected to, with blue changing demographics, they're expected to go even more blue. It's like impossible for them to go back. So unless something happens, like a Roy Moore situation with a Democrat in 2024, then Arizona and Georgia are on track to become a safe Democratic state within the next few elections, as Colorado, New Mexico, and Virginia were. This will eventually be a safe state map, like I'm showing you. Like, future toss-ups will be Montana, Utah, Kansas, Missouri, and South Carolina, Minnesota. These will be the future toss-ups. Democrats have a very good grip on some states right now. Michigan will obviously become red. So Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. Florida has now moved to red instead of toss-up. Utah, I don't know why I had as unsafe. So this will eventually be like a safe state map. Not anytime soon. I'm talking within the next 30, 40 years. But that's not my prediction. My prediction is, let's find it. Let me just fill it in real quick because I just completely screwed up what I was doing. Hold on. There we go. This is my 2024 prediction. 273 to 265. All Republicans need to do is focus on Michigan or Minnesota, and they win the election. It'll be a breeze for them if they focus on the correct states. If they don't, and Democrats end up taking Texas earlier than expected, then they'd have to focus on fighting that off, and then losing focus on Michigan and Minnesota. Trump actually had to spend money in Texas this time.